There we
I'm
go.
ready.
Alright, everyone ready? Okay, everyone recording?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to Flashcast. This is where a group of nerds talk about a Flash game because we're too poverty to play
Mm-hmm.
an actual game. This is going to be a kind of discursive episode, I guess, would be the term for it. And there's going to be a lot of opinions and a lot of kind of touchy subjects thrown about, just as a forewarning. Without further ado, let me introduce the rest of the cast. Okay, today we have Proto,
Hello.
we have Afro,
Sup?
and we have Tyler TN.
What's good?
Okay, now I guess this is the part where we do like, how's your week been?
Yes.
I guess.
So Pro, how's your week been? What have you done?
My week's been good. Carrying Smite casuals. It's fun. But, sometimes it takes a toll on your back. And people don't know what that is. Smite is basically a third person in League of Legends. And if people don't know what League of Legends is, I got nothing for you. So, that's been my week. Nothing else. Haven't played SF too much. Because, after that tournament win, I got nothing else to do.
Standard, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Afro, what about you?
Well, I got a new computer recently, so I've been screwing with that, catching up on a bunch of games I missed out over the past 2 years or so. Um, Currently on Fallout 4, Just Cause 3, Life is Strange. Gonna replay Phantom Pain again. Um, but yeah, just been gaming pretty much, not working, or working too, but yeah, you know, definitely not working on
sounds
Flashcast.
Nobody works on Flashcast, we just kind of scrape it together last minute.
Yeah. So true. And that's why we have
It's
Tyler
like we
here today,
literally
man.
just messaged Tyler, like just before
The
we started this.
MVP. Tyler TM, how's it in your week?
I just been playing Ruby Grim Eclipse on early access, and I pre-ordered Naruto Storm 4. I'm not even sure if it's gonna run on my computer.
Good shit.
Mm.
Probably you better upgrade your computer before it arrives.
Yeah.
The Naruto Storm games are
Well-
fun. I really like them.
What about you, Gosick? What have you been doing?
Well, what do I always say? I just do anything that isn't Smash Flash. I've been playing a ton of Skullgirls and a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, nice.
The heart of the cards.
Dude,
Hey,
like,
heart the cards, bro.
the heart. Can that just be a
Heart
card?
of
Like, Heart of the Cards is a trap card, dude. You get fucking trapped.
Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty
Change of
fun.
heart with the cards?
Yeah,
I-
dude.
I can't even play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. It got way too heavy.
I used to think I was
The
so
format-
good, and then I was actually trash at it.
Yeah.
The upcoming format is so fucking bullshit. Because the best deck in it can just completely lock down the board turn one, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's bullshit.
I remember a friend of mine
Ow,
played
shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh Online or something like that, or Yu-Go Pro, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And he would basically always complain because if someone didn't get the exact hand that they needed first turn, they would quit. But otherwise, if they did, they'd mess you up first turn. So
Yeah.
it was
Pretty sick.
fun, yeah.
Inconsistent combo decks, man, the best.
Sick plays, sick plays.
Okay.
But what are we
anyway,
talking
I
about
think
today,
it's...
Gosick? What are we talking
Oh,
about today?
okay. I was just about to segue into that. Well, let's go. Okay, I don't know if we've revealed this publicly yet, but this episode 4 of Flashcast, is going to be titled Everything Wrong with the SSF2 Community.
Yes.
So, it's quite a
In an
broad
hour or
thing,
less.
and there's going to be a lot talked about, and there might be a few butts hurt.
Quite, quite.
I want to point out too that we're not trying to be like elitist assholes here when we're talking about this. We just realistically want to try and improve the community in any way, shape, or form that we possibly can because we want this to be a good experience for everyone. So, as with that being said, try not to be too offended if you can. Am I
Yeah,
right?
and I think I've explained this like already in pretty much every single Flashcast before this. I've done a lot of wrong things, so I'm not, it, I'm not exactly invincible, or I'm not exactly not impervious to that. So, yeah.
Um, I think I'm kind of similar in a way, because I kind of made a name for myself through being very, very harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone here knows my reputation before I was Proto. I wasn't referred to as Proto before, but I was referred to as asshole, dick, the worst person in the
Yeah.
community. You should quit, leave, please. And I got that a lot, but I did it on purpose. So I think not all of us exactly have the cleanest backgrounds here, but I think that we can do better, and I think I I'm sort of a good example for that, and I think Gosick is as well.
Okay, I've got a list of topics down to talk about, but does anyone else want to start off the discussion?
Um,
Nope.
I did write something for it, but I need to find it real quick. So.
Is it a draft you sent
You have
us?
sick fucking
Profession.
preparation.
The unprofessional list.
Sick, dude.
Unprofessional list.
GG.
Okay. Um, super unprofessional, but you know. Um, no, I
Here's your
found it.
draft.
I got it. So, anyways, I'm Afro Warrior, and obviously you know me from the forums, or you've played me, or maybe you don't know me at all. It's kind of hard for you not to know me at this point. But if you don't, sorry, I guess.
Oh, fucking ego there, mate.
Yeah, major ego. Um, for the past year, I've been a part of SSF2, mostly in the background, and sometimes I came out of the shadows to be a decent player. I got called the best Sonic of 0.9B, which is a title I don't really deserve, but you know, whatever, people opinion. Um, I've made a lot of topics trying to help out new people, mostly technical stuff, like my OBS guide and my XPather guide. On the IRC, I helped a lot of people try and learn the game and giving them a positive environment to grow. Uh, Miracle 7's a person that I taught. Kyoz is a person that I helped. And, you know, I always said that my room Afro training wasn't exactly for me because I'm already the best. But it's for others to learn from. And if nothing else, I'm kind of hoping that if I haven't cemented the helpful figure role to this community, hopefully I can continue to do so or further do so in the future. In the time I've spent in Super Smash Bros. 2, I've noticed a lot of multiple negative parts of the community, which mostly ranges from salt to jank play, all the way to real life issues that have no business being in a Flash game. I've been on different sides of the negativity, and I've caused it, I've been against it. I'm not really exactly clean either. I'm not a pure-hearted soul, I guess I could say. Um, but basically, I'm just gonna ask the players and the members of the community that, regardless of what the whole mob mentality thing might tell you, and what your personal feelings are, try not to add fuel to the fire. When it comes down to it, SSF2, just like Melee, just like Project M, just like every single competitive environment ever made before, is going to have salt, it's going to have drama. And regardless of the reasoning behind it or the validity of it, it's going to be there. Um, it's nothing new, it's always going to be a problem. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a part of the problem. That's just you making a conscious effort towards being a part of the problem. I know personally how it feels. Again, I've said that I'm not clean. I'm not a pure boy. Um, I've complained a lot personally. People have been. I could say that I've complained a lot about jank play or people being cheap, or maybe even I've been doing terribly like lately. Like I've been taking any sort of excuse that I could make towards it not being my fault. Maybe it was laggy, maybe, any type of John or salt that I could make. And people do this too, it's not just me. Um, the point is, what good is vocalizing that? What good is telling everyone that? Why do we glamorize salt? Like, it doesn't make much sense to me.
I don't think we glamorize salt. I think we just kind of see it as there and see it as normal. Like, we're like, hey, lol, he's so fucking salty. He just lost to fucking XX Anime Weed Lord 420 XX. He should fucking kill himself. Something like that. It's just. I think it's part to do with the community. Like, the community as a whole is rather immature, as I'm sure you've noticed.
Which we will get to.
Yeah, we'll get to this in further detail, but I think that's definitely got a lot to do with how salt is perceived, like people getting mad and people just laughing it off. Stuff like that.
Salty sweet.
Salty sweet. I don't think there's ever been an actual like match with anger or heat behind it in salty sweet. We just like try and push it as an idea.
I mean, I know a lot of people try and push salt, but it really just doesn't work. I mean, if you think about it, there's this guy who's trying to make you mad over a Flash game, who's a million miles away from you, probably. Like, who cares? It's just a game. I just don't get it sometimes.
Yeah. But do you find that it's... Well, yeah, I guess I could say that. Basically what it boils down to me is that when a person's getting salty at all, and a lot of people do it regardless of distance or anything, it's just making excuses for yourself for the most part. And yeah, it's amusing at first, but at some point we have to question if being an asshole to the people makes us play any better, or if making excuses for ourselves is making us any better. I can't really say that if I constantly complained about Fox back airing me on stage, if I just complained about that, would it solve the problem? It would make me have to basically... How am I going to say this? it makes me basically have to try and learn the way around it instead of just constantly complaining about it. A lot of people don't seem to notice that or realize that, I find, and it's weird, I guess. Instead of. It's more blaming the game instead of blaming yourself. That's a way I want to put it. And.
I know a lot of people feel the need to kind of just do it. Like, they understand that it doesn't do anything, but some people will just straight up do it.
Just to do it, yeah.
Yeah, just to make themselves feel better, I guess.
Just to vent.
To vent, yeah. Um. So basically, how can we express ourselves? Like, let's say that Salt and jank play and all that, anything that causes a person to yawn and be salty and become a dickhead. That's a way of expression for a person in order to vent, in order to get those feelings out, in order to make them known. But it always comes out, or tends to come out, and is perceived as hostile. Is there a
Yeah.
way that we can make it not so much as hostile, but a positive way of turning that salt and channeling it into something that's not dickheadish?
I think this
Um,
problem has been here for a long time, not only in just Flash 2, but something that has stood time for a lot of communities. I think this is very apparent in, you know, the other Smash games, the official ones, and MOBAs, the fighting game community, and I'm not sure, man. I honestly don't have an answer.
Yeah, it's difficult to find or figure out an answer on that. And as previously noted, the community is incredibly young. Um, I know a lot of them honestly aren't over 18 yet, if that. A lot of them aren't even over 16. And I think the immaturity kind of leads into what we have as a problem. Um, it's a problem that's dealt with all over. Like, I've dealt with so, members of like the Sonic forums before. They're kind of known as one of the worst bunch.
May I stop you before we go too
Yeah.
far off track?
Yeah.
Because I think this discussion is going to be a dead end, just by the way it's going so far.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's no problem. You brought up a lot of valid points about the community.
But this
yeah.
is more general, and you can't exactly
Yeah.
solve it. A lot of communities.
Yeah, we're gonna
try.
go. We're gonna go deeper into the community, like on a personal basis, the further
Yeah.
we get. Proto or Tyler, do you have anything that you want to input before I start going down my list?
Nothing.
Okay. So, first thing, this community is very, very bad for scapegoating. Many times throughout the history of competitive Smash Bros. 2, characters have been scapegoated, players have been scapegoated, and play styles have been scapegoated for being jank, unfair, unbalanced, and so on.
Explain scapegoating first, if you can.
Oh, scapegoating, for those who don't know, is where you take something. One sec, I don't actually know the definition. I just know how to use the word.
I get that one.
It's like crap. I don't know what this word means. Okay, we're gonna have to edit this
Using
out.
something else as an excuse or something else happening.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah. That's what it means. It doesn't roll off the tongue
Yeah.
very well.
course not. But yeah, I get what you mean. I
Okay,
get that a lot.
I'd say the most famous examples of these are when Marth was considered broken.
The best.
Um,
The
Marth was
best.
like,
I can't get over that.
it, no, shut up. For quite a while, this was like a few months. Yeah,
Jesus.
Ichigo was one of the originals. It went down this list. It went DK, Ichigo, Marth, Pikachu, Marth, ZSS, Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the big one, the one that lasted months and months, was Marth. Whenever people would lose to a Marth main, they were like, "No, it's fine. You're just playing Marth. I lose. It's fine. Marth is just broken." You know.
Yeah.
And that's not a healthy mindset if you're trying to improve as a player or if you're trying to be competitive. Like, if you're truly trying to be competitive and you truly thought Marth was broken, then you would play him. Because that's what a competitor
Mhm.
would do. Unless you've got a sense of pride that would be broken by playing a good character. And if you ever like fought against the argument that Marth was broken, people would just call you out and be like, "Nah, man, you suck." Does anyone else want to contribute to this? Like, I know we all know quite a lot of things, like people, play styles, jank, etc. that's been put into this negative light for no reason, so that people have something to complain about.
I feel there is a sense of pride, yeah, in not doing that. Like, personally, I've never used a high tier character. Like, I think besides Naruto, actually, like in any sort of serious play, um, that does come down to pride for me a lot of times. But yeah, I can see that. Yes.
Yeah, although I think if an unprepared player were to come against it, they would still get kind of willied on, as
Yeah.
the infamous Nagrilla used.
Yeah. I think a lot of new players definitely fell for it. From experience, I know a lot of people fell for it, but even like the good players who were considered one of the best still fell for it. Fell into the hands of the infamous CK. It just happened.
Okay. I guess it trails straight off of scapegoating. The whole tier thing. You know, when everyone's experienced this. Everyone will have played someone, beat them, and it'll be like, "Oh, your character's a higher tier," and then say something to invalidate your win over them. I'm pretty sure everyone has experienced this, or has done it themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like completely awful. It's something that is expected to happen. You know, people are going to want to find a way to validate their loss or invalidate their loss. Generally, the higher echelon of players will be like, "I lost because I did this, this, and this wrong. I should have done this, and I should have noticed X, Y, Z."
Mm-hmm.
Right? But something that will be noticed if you're playing someone that's generally not as experienced or not as skilled, not to say that this doesn't happen among skilled players, is they will be like, "Okay, your character's just broken, it's fine, my character isn't anywhere near that good, so you just won because of that." It ties into scapegoating very well. Comments?
And after that, they decide to use that character in the same exact way because they think that's gonna get them a win.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the
That
mentality
happens, yeah.
there.
It happens a lot, and sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes you just don't understand how it works.
Like, people can give... I know we said not to use many names in this, but I think if we're using them in a positive or neutral light, it should be okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed.
Some people gave like Lunary shit for using Meta Knight and Lloyd. I know I personally didn't, even though I would always lose to him. I don't think I ever won a set against Lunari, even in casuals. And my character, Peach, is a fairly low tier, but I'm not going to blame that on the loss. I would be like, okay, Lunari, what did I do wrong? But a lot of people in that situation would have been like, oh, Peach can't win against Lloyd, or Peach can't win against Meta Knight.
Valid.
Has anyone got...
I said that's valid,
Sorry?
yeah. Like, I think... I think that Peach would suffer a little bit in that matchup, but I don't think it's entirely unwinnable. I think Lunary is a good player in that. I think that Lunary could have. I don't think that the matchup is entirely unwinnable. It's just perhaps Lunary was just better in the set.
No, Lunari was always a better player than me, fundamentally, technically, mechanically. I'm pretty sure he'd whip me in the
I know.
too.
It was alright.
There was a time when Lunary had an alt account and he played Goku on it, and I think Wario too. And I've never seen Goku or Wario used that way, and I only won like once or twice, maybe. But
anyway, this isn't about how good
yeah, I
Lunari
know.
was or
I'm
wasn't.
just saying that. I'm just saying that it's it's more so that he was just a good player instead of like it was just a character matchup and dealio.
Okay, and now this is one that I'm pretty sure everyone knows but doesn't have a name for it. So I've labelled it the Kyoz Dilemma. This is when somebody plays against someone who is better than them, or is perceived to be better than them from tournament wins or just general play, and then the fact that they're better than them means by default their win doesn't mean anything, but if the person of lower skill or lower expectation wins, then it's instantly valid, no matter what the conditions were. Input?
I know a lot that when I play someone, a lot of people consider me better than a majority of the community, so I know that if I lose to a player who isn't considered in that caliber, that they will take that win to the bank and talk about it for years and years and years and years. Obviously, I don't think that about myself, but I think it's definitely something that's very prevalent within this scene, and it's very common. And I don't exactly approve of it. I think if a player is hungry enough, even if they aren't exactly, they haven't shown that they could do it, I think that, that it shouldn't exactly be perceived the way it is currently in the community. I know that a lot of people were surprised when Soldier lost to Axe in a tournament yesterday. Sorry to bring it up, Zach, but I know that a lot of people, not necessarily upset, but we're just very surprised when that happened. And, I think that's a good example of it. Maybe another example to a lot of Antlers people, me winning Crow's Nest, a lot of people think that maybe not many people on Antlers knew who I was, so they were definitely shocked, I guess, that I had won the tournament. I know a lot of people on Slack were kind of like, oh, yeah, Proto. But on Antlers, it was definitely not exactly normal. I know a lot of people were like, what? What? No way. Who is this person? So, yeah. I definitely agree that it exists in this community, but yeah, I don't exactly approve of it.
Okay, any last comments on this before I move? I know I'm running through the topics really quickly, but I don't want to make this
No,
podcast
it's
like
fine.
2 hours long.
Yeah. and a point was given in chat, even though I shouldn't be looking at it too much. I know that, you know, if someone with low skill upsets a higher player, there might be more of a talking point. But honestly, some people won't play that well on that day, or, you know, I guess the lower player was practicing more. But I feel like that, in general, the fact that it happens so much isn't very healthy. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Okay. My next point that I have is people that aren't trying to improve and complaining. There's a lot of people like this in the community. Like, a lot. Sorry, I speak like a 16-year-old cheerleader.
Oh, it's fine.
But it's common, it's very common in competitive gaming communities. People that are just going to stick around the lower levels of play for a long time and then always complain or always say that they're trying to get better but never put anything into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call anyone out here, but there are people that'll be like, oh, I've been practicing for months for this tournament, and then they'll go into the tournament, drop 0-4, and then it'll be like, yeah, whatever, I got fucked in bracket. Stuff like that. Or people that are like, hey, do you want to play me? I've really been working on my attack. And then you'll play them, and then there's nothing different about their playstyle. It's like, if you want to actively improve yourself, you're going to be able to. You're either going to ask for help, or you're going to figure it out yourself. And if you don't do either of those, you're not going to improve.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people give up very easily. And I think that if we want to grow as a community, we have to try and better ourselves. Look at Melee. Like, the average Melee player will mess you up if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're playing on a bad day. And I think if we got to that level, I think that would be very good for us, because it would make, I guess, tournament upsets not as common. But, a lot of players will just, I guess, give up, or, say they're going to improve, as Gosick said, but not actually do it. And I've seen this so many times. Players just come and go. But I think I've never seen so many names drop off of a list in a community before, just so rapidly. I've never seen so many names that I still remember to this day because it was so recent, and never see it again.
Yeah. I think another thing is people play against top players and expect to do decently, like, because they do well in their own circle.
Yeah.
And then they'll get thrashed and then just walk away.
Yeah, that's more of a general thing, I think. In Smash in general, I think there's always been that circle of friends. I beat you all. I beat my circle of friends all the time, and I must be the best. So they play against, I don't know, the best player in the world, and they get wrecked. But I think in this community, all people are kind of secluded and are in their own little circles. I know I was. I think this goes into it. The community is just being separated. Skype, IRC, and now what is Slack and Anthers, I think, is very separated in the fact that we kind of just ignore each other. And I don't think that's healthy at all. We just, Slack. A lot of the Slack people will treat Anthers, and I'm guilty of this as well. I've also treated them as, like, I don't know, peasants, people who are quote unquote beneath us, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think that should be the way it is. I think everyone should be on equal playing field.
I get the only real way to fix that, though, is to just kind of join forces in a way. There's not really an easy way of doing that, because much like with IRC and Skype beforehand in the past. Um, Slack does have that weird email confirmation thing, and you have to wait, and you have to do it one by one, and um, the only real way I think to fix that is because when you are a part of a community, you don't have faces to go by, like especially when it's splintered like this. One side of it doesn't get to see the face of the other side of it. Like I would say Anthers and other places probably see Slack as either non-existent or as a bunch of elitist assholes. And yeah,
Like me.
and that's fine. Um, that's just the way that they see us. Just like Proto said, like we see them as peasants. It's not exactly true either side. Neither side is exactly right on that. It's just we don't get the opportunity to talk to each other. And a lot of it is we don't feel the, I wouldn't say the need, but we just really, you know what, screw it. I will say them. Yeah, we don't feel the need to communicate with each other. We just stay splintered. And that's a problem. The only way to fix it is to try and communicate, really.
Yeah, I think a good way of solving this, and I'm gonna probably promote this over and over, is like making an offline scene. I think if we made enough offline scenes, you know, with because I think we have players from pretty much everywhere. Not from just this country, but most states, most pretty much, we have a bunch of West Coast players, specifically Cali. I think if we started up a scene here, we would definitely be more connected. But I guess some of us don't have the time. I know I don't have the time, but I think making a local scene, will really help in that. Making multiple ones, because if you just make one in Cali or in my city, then it's not really gonna help.
It'd be like Cali, and then you got Slack, and then you got Anthers.
Yeah, it's just.
It'd be like, man,
it would
we
just
all
be
play
another separate.
offline.
Yeah, we play offline. I mean, it would just be another separate circle, which would not exactly help the case. But if there were enough of those everywhere, I think that would really help. That's how a community grows,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
You want to
Rest
move
in
on, Vin?
peace, or whatever. Okay, moving on. The next topic I've got written down, we've touched on it, but I think it's a very big issue and part of the reason why everyone in the community hates each other. And I'm not going to lie about that. A lot of people find other people in the community very detestable. It's immaturity in the community. This isn't just about a majority of the community being under 16, under 18, etc. It's about people acting in a childish manner, in a selfish, ignorant, rude manner, etc. A lot of people do this, and I know I'm personally very bad for it. Like, I would BM bad manner people a lot. I would be like, "Oh, you're edge guarding shit. Work on it, faggot, etc." I was really, really bad for it. I swore a lot at people. I insulted people. But I tried to think I did it in a critical way, and I still think to this day that I did. I told people what they were doing wrong. I was just very abrasive and harsh with it. But this is a very big topic, and it covers a lot of things. Immaturity in the community. What have you guys got to say?
Brother, you
I
start.
think it's very common. It's very common, but I think it's something that comes with time. I know that a lot of people will just act this way because they see this community as not exactly legitimate, or just not something that is quote unquote esports, or really that big, so they won't care much and act the way that they do, and that's understandable. I know I used to be that way. Uh, but what you have to understand is if you're trying to make the community better and grow, then acting that way all the time is just gonna hinder us rather than help us. And I know that when I used to do it, I used to have the same mindset of this is not something that's serious. Who cares? Until when I changed and I wanted to help the community to grow more. But all I have to say is TLDR really is this doesn't help the community, and if we were to change, it might help us a lot and help us grow in general.
And help us keep people.
Yeah.
Because I think quite a few people have left because of the way we as a whole act. We stick to people we know, and
we act
kind of new people take a long time to get accepted into these circles.
Yeah. And I think I can expand on that a bit more. I think that a lot of people who come in, we kind of brush off, like, oh, whatever. Unless they're, someone who is good from the beginning. I think Soldier was accepted very quickly into the community. What was of it?
A good example. Sorry to keep bringing up Lunar, by the way.
No, yeah, it's fine. But I think he and Soldier did get accepted because they were initially good. They were amazing from the start. But I think that who's an example you think of someone who started from the bottom, but then I don't really want to say it because then
Joey.
Joey?
Yeah, a very good example is Joey. If you look at how Joey's improved over the years, I mean, I know I make a point to say it, but I don't play this game much anymore. I just watch a lot of replays. But in the beginning, I played Joey quite a bit when he first started out, and he wasn't that good. He lost to me quite a bit, and I was unfamiliar with the matchup at the time. He probably was too, because only me, Sorbox, and Trey played Peach at the time. So watching him go from that to someone who consistently tops tours and is very well respected in play against everyone, really,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. He's kind of worked his way up. He's worked on his flaws. Yeah.
Yeah, very chill guy, very meme happy, but as I said,
a bit meme happy, yeah.
Yeah, but as I said, I think that a lot of players will have a hard time coming in here, and I'm very, very guilty of this. I have made multiple people quit this game due to my actions beforehand, and I do regret it. I know that people have seen it with their own 2 or 3 eyes, however many you have, but people have seen it. CK has joined the match, and I never see that room ever again.
Raina Landford has joined the match.
For a long time, I did think that some people quit, but I'm glad that some people didn't, because I thought this will be kind of weird, but I thought Afro quit for a long time because I never saw his rooms ever after I played as CK. I did take quite a bit of breaks in this game, so I might have just caught him at a time where he had, maybe taken a break himself. But I know I used to troll Afro a lot, and I would join his rooms. I would put the tag USUCK, and I kind of feel bad, but I'm glad Afro's still here. But I know there's still some names that I still don't see to this day.
I hurt. I'm gonna go back to my face argument again.
Alright.
Actually, never mind. I think I said enough of that.
I don't think the face is the place here, SM Orc.
It's just, I think that T-San mentioned it before, about how a way to get known is to have an actual personality. And it was mentioned in the comments that no one exactly wants to play Random Lloyd number 99. Um, I can agree with that to some extent, but at the same time, it's easy, but it's also difficult to make people feel included into any sort of community. Like when I had first started, no one really paid much attention to me until I had started winning a little bit, and then from there it just kind of like exploded, and I became like a miniature meme of sorts. And
You're
I,
still a living meme.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's the life you live, the path you
Yeah,
chose.
I didn't ask to live the life, but it just kind of happened out of nowhere.
Just
And
RKO.
yeah, and I guess I don't know. I'm not really like a super interesting person, but you know, it just kind of happened. And it can pretty much, if it happens to me, it can happen to anyone, you know? Um,
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
Shoutouts to Rev, man. I know I saw that in chat, but like, I think he's improved a lot too. I know when I first played him, jab, wake up, knee, the greatest wake up option of all time. But I think he's improved a lot too, and I'm trying to help him out. And if you hear this, Rev, I love you. Not in that way, but you know.
He does love you in that way. He's talked to me about it in private calls before.
What the?
So, is that us done with this topic? Done with immaturity and everything that tailed off from it in every direction?
Probably. And Tyler, I think you're a good example for something that I'm about to say. You're not exactly known for your skill in those shots, but you participate a lot in this community. Like just in general, you're in chats. You talk to a lot of people. Make these amazing pictures that I have going on my stream right now. Like, I think Tyler's a good example of someone who, if you're just a good person and you're just chill, I think you can be accepted in this community. You don't have to be good.
Yeah, just have a personality.
Yeah, just have a good goody two shoes personality.
Yeah.
Well, I became a staple in this community with the exact opposite attitude. But I think I was integrated a bit before that because I streamed 9A and stuff. And I talked to all the 9A people. Shoutouts to the original FTU boys. None of these new school people like Proto.
Wait, what are you talking about? What? I've been here, man. Been here, done
I've
that.
been here a minute.
Been here, done
Okay.
that. Seen it all with my own five
Got the
eyes.
shirt.
What the?
Oh, it's went to 5 eyes now, wow. Okay, next topic. Well,
Mhm.
easy. Okay. And now this is one. This is another very big one. Ego. Ego
Well-
in the community.
Mm.
I mean, I can do my introduction. I mean, I know I don't have anything written down, but it's kind of just how I do things. Or if you guys want to put the first thing in, go for it.
Ego.
I think you should go first, honestly.
Okay. There are a few very good examples of ego and people thinking that they are absolutely amazing. They think their shit tastes like chocolate in this community, man. I don't know why it happens. I think it's because it's a small community and people can perceive themselves as a big fish a big fish, a big fish in a small pond. But if somebody, say from Melee, came down, they'd be like, "Shit, put your head down, boys." And I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm not saying everyone who has an ego is bad at the game or is bad as a person, you know? And I'm not going to name names here. I really would love to. And if it was a one-man cast, I would, because that's just who I am. But we agreed to not do this before.
I think
right?
on some level we already know who the hell we're talking about with this. In the community as a whole.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 people specifically. But
There's
anyway,
no such thing as gods.
there's no such thing as a god in this community, and we can say that by the fluctuation in tournament results. Someone can be topping every single tour they go to, and then someone can just come along out of the blue, been practicing for a month, they've not entered a tournament yet, and then just crush them, go all the way to grands.
What's up?
Sorry, what is it?
No, I was just referencing myself in that.
Okay.
You know.
But people in this community tend to big themselves up a lot. And again, I was bad for this. I was bad for this in the beginning, but I've accepted I'm really bad at this game. Well, now I am, at least. I might have been amazing. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe. Unlikely. But people will make forum topics and constantly talk about themselves. Like, there have been many forum topics started by people like best players, most technical players, most consistent players, stuff like that, and they're all just to try and like boost themselves up, you know. People that take themselves as larger than other parts of the community, right? So on the McLeod Gaming forums, there is an introduction and farewell section, and this is where people can get their kick in the community and get their kick out of the community. And there have been a few players that have, instead of posting there when they're taking a hiatus or going to be leaving for a while, just post it straight into the SSF2 section, as if their absence is going to impact SSF2 or
Yes.
has a relevant stay on the game.
Just to clarify, that's the wrong section.
Yep. That's not the correct section to say that you're going to be taking a hiatus.
It is wrong. Not correct. Wrong. WRNO. WRONG.
Did you just misspell wrong?
RNOG. What the?
Renault.
Wrong.
Okay.
But yeah.
I could go on for years about this, and I know it's something I say a lot, but I hate everything about my past self, so I hate people that are like that now. I hate Tumblr, I hate ego, I hate bad players that think
You
they're
hate
good.
Tumblr?
I don't hate all
Okay.
bad players. It was a dark time, man. It was a fucking dark time.
It was like the medieval ages.
I think you just invalidated this entire cast just by
Okay,
saying
but-
that.
Damn it. Cis scum.
But
Well, thanks for watching. I'll
Well,
catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys. Let's
Soldiers.
okay,
No.
twitch.tv/Soldier Sunday. Wait,
Okay,
no memes,
alright.
guys. Shut the fuck up.
um
Okay, Ego. I'll let you guys make your statements, comments on ego stroking, bad players, good players.
I think
etc.
on some level it's okay to have
What's funny is
some sort of like ego, like not to the point that
not the best.
you just kind of you just take over the entire SSF2 community with it, but you know, at the same time you can have respect for yourself and not have it extend automatically to everyone else to automatically have respect for you.
Mhm.
Proto?
Well, all I have to say is I used to be this way too, and now I'm funny enough the opposite. I kind of promote people to tell me that I'm not very good. I'd rather prefer that rather than being called good. It attracts a lot of attention, so I prefer the latter. But I think that ego in general is something very general. That's kind of weird to say. It's very something. Is something that is very general, and it's also in a lot of communities. There are always players that have this giant ego and stroke it like it's their own thing. But I'm not sure if there's a way to fix that other than having someone humble them and beat them. I think it. There's been a lot of examples in this community where someone who's a very humble person will just take down the very egotistical person. Although there are quite a bit of situations where the opposite is true. Unfortunately.
It feeds the fire when that happens.
Yeah, just like, ha ha. It's like, well, right. But yeah, it happens. Unfortunately.
Yeah. The ego people just maybe one tourney win or a couple of tourney wins, and they just build up their ego, and then someone just has to take them down.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like when they think they're like the best of their character, and then I don't know, someone humble or someone new comes by, stomps them, and they don't go down without a fight. They have to take it to a salty sweet or something for best main, and
Best
yeah.
of 9 me. But yeah, it happens. And I don't think there's a solution for it. I think as humans, as competitors, I think in some people it's just in their DNA. People just have to be this giant egotistical person. I won't say the other word, but yeah. They just have to be this person, this enigma. But unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Okay, is that ego wrapped?
Yeah.
Any last words, last
It
comments?
ain't easy being humble.
I need confirmation from everyone. It ain't easy living life like this. Whatever the rest of the song goes like. Okay. And the last topic on my list is a very touchy one, so I'm gonna ask for confirmation. I'm pretty sure you know that if I'm asking for confirmation, you know what this is. It's happened twice, and it can cause a lot of disturbance in the community. So should we have this? I will allow everyone to veto this because
Let me just type
if
in
you don't
chat.
think we should,
I'll just
Yes.
type in chat. Whatever I just
Yeah.
typed in chat. Do you guys think that should be a topic, something applicable? We aren't gonna name names, but I think this is something that can be talked about.
I
Yeah.
think it, like, personally, I think we can talk about it. It just,
Be careful of the names.
names
Just
be
very
careful of, and
Yeah.
reasoning.
No names.
Like, yeah. You know what I mean.
Yes. Okay. Now. Okay, so I think we're going through with this. Everyone agree?
Can we fill it up
Um,
with some jokes just so it's not like a super downer?
Yeah. Well, I think we can joke with anything. I mean, we have, and we're not very nice people.
well,
So-
I'll try and explain it in a certain way. Well, yeah.
Okay. As a preface to this discussion, we're going to talk about what it is, and then if you're not fine with that, there will be a timestamp that will allow you to skip it in the videos on YouTube. And also, to the people that this affects, you know who you are, and we hope we do not offend you in any way.
Yep.
I'll allow you to take the floor, Pro.
Wait. Can you say because? Just try.
Okay,
Just explain what it is we're talking about.
What we're talking about is the two happenings of fake death in the community.
All
There
right.
have been two fake suicides in the community. and they have had a definitely lasting impact.
Yeah. And I'll take it from here. I know they've been made jokes by this point, and they seem silly, but I think that, I don't really have to go into the moral of suicide, and I think that's something for a discussion entirely that's not even Flashcast. I think, other people have very different opinions about it. It's a very heated discussion. I'm not going to go into it, but in general, I think that as a whole is just, it doesn't, I know I've said this a lot already, but it doesn't help the community. And, coming into it, the second one, which was more recent, people on Anthers had to deal with it, so it was just weird timing. Imagine, like, just coming into this community and then you hear about that, and it's like, does this game provoke something? Like, does it just happen? And, it just doesn't look good, I think. And of course, that's something people would say is, well, duh, it doesn't look good, but it's happened twice, and, and I can see a third one already. I don't know why, but, like, in the corner of my eye, I just see one. It's just, like, right here. It's, like, waiting to just pop. And, for some reason, it just happens in this community. I don't know why. Over how long has this community existed? I'd say maybe
The competitive online community?
Yeah, probably like Star 9B. So like maybe this community's lasted 2 years, 1.5. I'm not sure, but it's definitely not past 3 years. But for as long as this community has even existed, the fact that there have been like 2 already is just ridiculous. And I know, like, who you are, whoever did this, and just think about it in general. Like, just think about the consequences. And just a spoiler alert, both are alive, so they know who they are, they know what happened, and they know what it did. Well, I'm not sure if they know what it did to the community, but it definitely left a big disturbance right after it. And for a long time, I think it still disturbs people, because I know E2XD, an Answers moderator or something, I know he had to deal with it for quite some time, and I know he wasn't very happy with it, especially since it was something very foreign in Anthers, and people were kind of just confused when they heard about the story, and when the person who was actually alive was circling around Anthers, but people didn't know who it was. So yeah, it's just something that I think to anyone who is watching this, I think if you were to ever come across this bridge, don't cross it. Walk the other direction, because it just does not help. And this has been the second time, so I think there should be an effort to just literally avoid it. Like, the morals, something for another day, but I think how it affects the community, and if we're trying to grow as a community, it does nothing but scare people and leave. Because now people are going to think, oh, if I open up my stuff too, the Grim Reaper is going to come up behind me now. And it's like,
I don't think it's that.
No?
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, no. Because, like, new players might come in here and think, wait, there's been 2? What the? And then leave. It's like,
yeah, they might just think the community is really shitty from there.
Yeah. And,
Which
I
is
think
what
we can be...
One
this
second.
episode is about.
Yeah, and I think we can be better.
Let me add on to this.
What's up?
I am completely unfamiliar with other, like, super big communities. Like, I'm gonna use, have you guys... I'm gonna try to not go super off topic here, but have you guys been a part of League of Legends? In any way, shape, or form?
I've been a part of League of
Um,
Legends
No,
since I was
okay.
born.
Slightly.
How often have you heard of suicide attempts on League of Legends?
Nothing.
I've heard absolutely none.
And
I have never actually heard one, but I'm sure
they
there's.
probably happen, but they haven't been like main super huge news, correct?
No. Not
Yes.
something where it's like front page and the entire community is making a joke about it all the time. No, nothing even
That says a
closely so.
lot about our community right there. How
And
not
you know,
only not
yeah,
only
I agree.
perhaps it's the size of it too, because it would get spread that easily, but in one of the largest communities in the world, there is no news of this. But ours has two, and it just says a lot. I mean, I'm gonna sound like an after school
Yeah,
special a little
I agree.
bit. Kind of bear with me, but suicide is a big deal. You know, it's not really it's not something to joke about, and of course the mob mentality takes over and we start joking about it. And shame on us, all that. It's a terrible thing to joke about, but it's the way that a lot of people deal with it. But it's not really a joke. If you feel those feelings whatsoever towards a game, towards anything, please, for the love of God, seek help for it. And it's hard for people to do that because they feel like they're isolated, they have so many different things going wrong with them, they feel like no one cares. And, you know, people do care. Otherwise, we wouldn't be discussing this right now. We wouldn't be talking about it if we didn't care. For better or for worse, you know, if you're going to end your life over something that happens in a Flash game or something that ends in real life, consider the people that surround you and are going to be affected by it. And that's all the after school specialness that I want to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure are special.
And League has been around for a long, long time. I mean, I've been there since the start, and I don't think I've ever even heard a single joke about someone saying in comms, "BRB, I'm gonna KYS," and then get out of the match and then never come back. That not even that has been a joke that I've heard of, and that just as Afro said, that says a lot. And we've been around for what, 2 years, and it's already happened twice. So that's what, one for 1 year and one for another year.
May I put my views into this real quick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and be as quick as possible because we're already going very long to the podcast. What shocks me and what disturbs me equally as much is how much our community just accepted these people back in after this. I mean, and that might just be me as a person. I wouldn't say I have trust issues, but I have a hard time letting someone have my trust back after it's broken. And I don't fully trust either of these people. I wouldn't say I trust them at all anymore, despite how long it's been since these have happened. And it just astounds me how so many people in our community can just let them back in with open arms and be like, all is forgiven, all is forgotten. No, you just had everyone believe in this small community that we have that you were dead. This had a negative impact on people's feelings, like real people's feelings. This had a negative impact on how these people were going about. I know after the second one happened, I would consider myself fairly good friends with him at the time that I heard of it. So this one kind of hit me in the chest, when Miracle 7 told me about it on Facebook, that just like kind of choked me up. And this person was part of another competitive online community, and unfortunately in this community it's been around for a very long time, since 2004, and it's still very active. In the past year there have been 2 real suicides in this community, and this person would have been the third. So people on that community were very choked up too, like, because he was a pretty prolific member. But then when it became public that he was still alive on that community, everyone was just calling him out for being a complete snake. You know? But none of our community did that. I said it through seethed teeth, but because everyone was like welcoming him into open arms, I couldn't say it publicly without looking like a massive asshole, which I know I already have garnered a reputation for, and I'm kind of trying to clean that off the slate.
You know, I definitely tried to help who you're talking about. I I tried my best to try and accept them back. That might just be me being a person who is too nice, I guess, or too accepting of something like this. But I know a lot of people tried to help him out afterwards, and it just did not work, unfortunately.
Whatever you feel towards a person who did that to you and then came back and tried to be like cool with it happening, the feelings that you feel from that are yours to have, and they're yours to keep with you. And it's never at any point against you for feeling that way. Regardless of what everyone else thinks or, all that. If you think that said person is an asshole for doing that, then he might be an asshole for doing it. That's your opinion. And it's fine to have that opinion. And it's up to that person, if they choose to make amends. Even if they can't do so, they can at least make the attempt to do so. If there's no way of doing so, then they have to accept that there's no way of doing so. It's just a matter of moving forward.
Yeah, that's fair. Tyler, you got
Okay.
anything to say?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I had a case like this before. It wasn't in SSF2. It was Roblox, which I used to play like back when I was little.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Roblox, and I used to play with this guy like every day. We were just like friends. We were just playing Roblox and stuff. And one day he just supposedly committed suicide. And I remember I was in like depression for like a week after hearing that. And then I think about 2 weeks after that, I saw he was online again, and that's when he confessed that he didn't actually do it. And I'm pretty sure I quit playing Roblox like 5 days after that, because I just didn't know how to handle that.
Death is a really, really tough thing to deal with. Whether, I guess if you do it to yourself, you're just not there. You don't really feel anything. But dealing with someone else's death is very hard. And some people get confused. I know when I heard about the first one, I was kind of just like scratching my head, and I opened SSF2 back up and played Goku again. And, I know a lot of people reacted. I guess, I think this will be fine to say in Twitch chat, since I guess this was made public in a Twitch chat for some reason. But, a lot of people were freaking out. Some people were just like, you didn't actually do it. And then other people were just not even commenting. So, I feel like a lot of people have different ways in trying to deal with this type of stuff. And the way I deal with it, I don't really deal with it. I kind of just ignore it a lot of the time. Usually my condolences go out to that person, but in a lot of cases, I kind of just ignore it because it's a really touchy subject as a whole. That's all I got.
All right.
Okay. Any last ending comments on the
No.
subject?
Because this is pretty depressing on some level. So you know, don't kill yourselves, guys. All right. Be like, don't die.
TLDR, don't kill yourself.
Think of beta,
Don't-
memes, and whatever it takes to keep you above.
Guys, I swear, beta, it's gonna be so good. Trust me. This is
In
kind of
defense
awkward.
work, just think
Whatever
of
it
anime
takes.
titties, man.
Dude, this is kind of awkward. This is like the first cast where I'm the only dev.
Oh
here.
yeah, it is.
So awkward.
No
Really,
inside dev
actually,
jokes.
Trust me, guys, beta's gonna be great. Yeah, I can't make inside dev jokes with Soldier. Rip.
Ha. So, Luffy, eh? Ha ha ha.
We gave it.
Bruh.
Okay,
It's not even
that,
funny.
that was like the one
Anyway,
meme we
it's
were
not
gonna
very funny,
allow.
God, we added Sakura.
God damn it.
Idiot. Alright.
Sakura.
Sasuke?
Hello?
Well, what the?
All right. So you guys wanna
Okay.
wrap things up now?
Yeah, that's the end of my list. I don't think I have anything else that I wanted to talk
Alright.
We managed to keep it under an hour 30.
Yeah,
Good job.
about. Yeah?
that's sick. That's some sick stuff. Good. Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll start the closer. I apologise for any umming and ahhing in my speech because I don't plan anything. I just go off the top of my head. It's just what I do. I have been your lovely host, Gosick, Stockings, Alice, Andrew, etc. And with me I have had Proto,
I know how to play Goku.
Afro,
I actually don't.
I'm a meme and a monster.
and Tyler.
Pikachu is the best Pokemon.
But that's subjectively wrong. Okay, if
You're right,
everyone would like
Crobat's
to just
better.
plug their stuff as is tradition at the end of the cast, and then we'll send it to Afro for 7 hours of editing.
No, you mean 5 days?
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of hours then.
It shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't take that long. I have tomorrow off work, so I can do it.
Well, I can't really plug my stuff. You're watching my stream right now, guys, so yeah, this is my stuff. Make sure to follow me, subscribe, like, comment. Oh wait,
Oh yeah, make sure to like, guys. It increases our ratings and makes YouTube put us in the more like this section more often.
Get-
You know,
sponsors.
Share everywhere.
we're
Twitter,
looking for that Bear
MySpace.
Cash, man. You know, Bear Cash
Cash?
flag in it.
Cash money, dude. Sick.
You can personally find me at XAfroWarriorX, where you can check out a lot of quality content ranging from Super Smash Flash 2, Rivals of Ether, some shitty Sonic combo videos, and more.
You really tried for that one, buddy.
Yeah. I tried.
Okay.
Good try.
I
man.
think this is where I say this has been Flashcast.
Tyler,
and-
no, don't forget.
Wait, I didn't share my
Wait.
stuff.
Wait, Tyler, you didn't speak up, you fucking faggot.
Catch me.
Thanks, Tyler.
You can
Good
catch
stuff.
me on twitch.tv/TylerTM or youtube.com/the Tyler4Life. You just drop the E at the end. I upload Project M and SSF2 and Storm 3 and other stuff. I'll try Storm 4, but I have no idea how that's going to run on my computer.
What the
Alright.
fuck is Naruto?
Up to.
Okay. Can I do my farewell now?
No. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we allow it.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for ignoring us whilst you were doing anything else. And goodbye.
And thanks, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
I'm the best.
Thank you, Tyler. You jerk.